how to create amazing colourful gradient designs using rotations and actions. Just going to create a quick selection using the elliptical marquee tool. And I'm going to apply a gradient to that. But firstly, I'm going to create a layer. So layer and new layer. Click OK. Then go and create a gradient. Go to the gradient tool, and I'm going to use the angle gradient, and I'm using normal. You don't have to, of course, you could use difference, etc. And there's the gradient. Just click on the gradient to bring up this gradient editor. The key thing is to have the colours at both ends the same. And then you got that. What you can do, you can add additional colours, different colour stops all the way through. So I'm going to add quite a few there. And you can change the colours. So once you're happy with that, you could click new as well, so you can save it to your presets if you want to use it again. Click OK. Now just apply it approximately in the centre. Not going to be 100% exact, but I think that's about the centre. So drag out from centre and create your design. Now that's on a layer, and layers can be duplicated, layers can be transformed, rotated. And the key panels for this are window, actions, and layers. You can see those there. You can see the layer there. I'm just going to deselect that. So select menu and deselect. Then you can go to actions. Now you can see I've got a selection there of positive, negative, all the way down. And they're all basically duplicate the layer and apply a transformation. 97 scale, and 3 degrees. But I'm going to create another action just to quickly show you the steps. I'm just going to call this positive. Now, the positive ones are all ones that I've gone like 4 degrees or 10 degrees or something like that. All the ones that are negative, strange enough, are minus 10 degrees. Just to make it, it's not positive 3 is 3 degrees. So I'm just going to go to layer and duplicate. Click OK. Now you can skip this if you don't want to go any further. You can skip to maybe 5 minutes ahead so you can see what I actually do with these actions. I'm not just going through the action, showing the action, the creation of the action. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply the play button. I'm going to play it multiple times. You can create some really beautiful designs simply by doing that. So you can create these things. And once you've built up quite a selection of them, of course, you can mix them. So you don't have to do positive 3 and negative 3. You could do, say, one that's like positive 1 and negative 4. And you can sort of keep chopping and changing. Just keep playing those over and over again. So I'm just going to go for, say, like 97%, and set the angle, say, like 20, 10, whatever. 2 degrees. You just keep varying it. Sometimes actually when it's 2, it becomes actually quite random, the design. So maybe it pushes it too far. So 4 or 5 is quite a decent amount. Press return. Now what I want to do, I want to create the opposite to that. So I'm going to stop it. And I'm going to go create a negative. So I could call that positive 4. So I'm just going to quickly rename that. But that's the approach. So you could build up, say, 10 or 15 actions, different actions, so of different things. So you can create like 99 and 99, or 98 and 98, and an angle of 4 or 5, and then another one for -5. Now I'm going to create a new action, another one. So I'm going to record that. And this one's going to do exactly the same as the positive. Now, one pity with the actions is that you can't copy them and then modify the action within the action. It'd be a really nice feature. You just have to record the action. Well, if you can do that, if you can edit them, that'd be really good. But I don't think there's any way of doing that. But it'd be nice if there was. I've never done it. Right, so I've just created a negative one there. I'm just going to go for, say, 97, and then just put -4 or -10 or whatever. It doesn't have to be the same angle as before. It doesn't matter. It could be -3 or something. But just build up a selection of minus actions. So now you've got those. And now you can play them. You can go back, and I'm just going to go back to the start point. So back to fortunately, I haven't got that one, so I can't go use the history to go back. Oh, there it is. Looking through the history. Just go back to the point where you've just done the deselection. So you've got the layer, but it's got no duplications at this point. It's completely fresh, just the design itself. And then just click on the action and then press play multiple times. 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 times, up to you. And what you create is a spiral design. And you can create all kinds of beautiful spiral designs using this approach. Create some very beautiful designs using this. You can see some in the library over there. And of course, what you can do, you can always actually select the entire design and then apply bevels to it, or other actions, or maybe effects. So you can create some very beautiful designs. And if you're not happy with design, you can always, what best way around this would be go to your history panel and save a snapshot. So you can always just quickly bring it back again. Before I do anything with that layer, good idea. You don't have to do this. You can go to layer menu and convert to smart object and convert to a smart object. Reason for that is that you can then edit it at a later point. So you can just edit it and then, so you can create very similar designs, but just change the source design and then use that. And again, you can just go and select, say, the negative this time and apply it so it will go the other way now. And you can see you can create some very nice sort of scroll designs there. And you don't have to keep the same one. You can go backwards and forwards. You can see you can create some very unique sort of twirled designs there. Just a combination of actions and a gradient. And because it's a smart object, you can always, like I say, go to the smart object thumbnail. So if you go to the layers panel, and you will see now, this is obviously lots and lots of layers. So you can go to there and then you can double click on the smart object and then change the gradient. So you can create, again, a completely different colourful design that's obviously similar to the one you got there, but it's would use different colours or different structure. And again, of course, you could create multiple actions as well. And you can continue this all the way virtually to the smallest possible action. So now you've got that design. What you can do, you can select the entire lot, and that's all of them are layers. So there's hundreds of layers there, 156 layers, I think it is, something like that. I didn't count them, but you can have a quick look on the layers panel. So you can go to layer menu and smart objects and convert it into a smart object. Of course, you could, if you want, just merge the layers together. Don't have to do any changes at any later point. So that's another option. Or just flatten the whole thing. If that's what you want that just background design. But I'm going to convert it to a smart object. So smart object can convert to a smart object. Takes a few seconds to process, depending on the layers. So now you've got your design. Of course, what you can do then, you can recolor it. You can apply effects to it. So you've got your layer there, you've got your smart object there. And you can see there's quite a bit of, there's not blockiness around it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply some blurring to remove that. So you can go to filter menu and maybe use blur and Gaussian blur or box blur. Box blur is just as good. It's pretty good. But Gaussian blur is also pretty good. And you can vary the settings. It's really what you want. If you look at it and think, well, you know what? That looks pretty good. The grain looks smooth enough for me. Maybe if you go to print it, you might find that it's not so good. But I'm going to do some other effects, apply some other effects later to make it less so. So now I've got just blurred that. What you can also do, of course, you can go to image menu, adjustments and levels. And then you can tweak the input levels, just make it a bit brighter. Or maybe change that. And of course, apply other ones as well. Color lookup, adjustments, other adjustments, whole range of different ones. And also what you can do, you can apply layer effects to it, layer styles. You can also transform it, so edit and transform and maybe distort or perspective, but you can also use warp. So you can warp the design. Crunch it in, rotate it, distort it, drag it in different ways. You can also right click and select split warp crosswise to add additional bit area to warp as well. Once you're happy with that, click OK. So you've got your design. What you can then do, you can use it in numerous ways. You can hold down the Alt or Option key and drag. And then you can rotate it, distort it. Make combination design there. Then you can select both of those, maybe turn that into a smart object as well. Combination. Sort of cross design there. So layer menu and smart objects and convert to smart object. And then you can duplicate that. And of course you could add some styles. Maybe add a drop shadow to give it some depth or a bevel. Or you could recolor it. Hue saturation. Just change the colours. Or not. And also go to colour lookup. Maybe blue tone. And now you can fill the screen maybe with that as well. Again, hold down the Alt or Option key and drag. You can resize it. Sometimes it's best, resize it sometimes. Doesn't always like that, resize. So if you want to resize it, it's probably best, or you could apply transforms again, some warps. Go to Edit menu and Transform and Scale. And then scale it. You can see the original design as well. And you can fill the entire screen with that. Again, hold down the Alt or Option key and duplicate the design. What you can do then, you can just flatten the whole thing if you don't want to do any further. Just go to Layer menu and Flatten Image. But what you can also do, once you've got this quite colourful design on the screen here, what you can do, you can just use the selection, again, elliptical mark key tool, and just drag there and select part of the image. Now, this is not going to create a really amazing design, but it could do. So I'm just going to go Edit and Copy, and then Paste. So you've got your layer now. What you can then do, of course, you can go to the actions. It's just a layer. You can just apply the actions again, exactly the same as before. So you can quickly, rapidly. Now you'll notice what happens there. You've actually got this sort of like obviously marks all around there. But it does create a nice threaded look as well. Creates quite an interesting design, sort of this spiral design. Now I've gone a bit too far with using the positive. What you can do is you can always undo, of course, or you can use a different positive, or you can go use some negative as well. So you can make it go backwards and forwards. So you can go to the negative there. Just select it and run, just play them again. So it goes the other way. And of course, what you can do then, you can select all those layers and use that design, or maybe just flatten it again and do exactly the same. So select another part of the area and then copy and paste again and do exactly the same. So you could just go flatten image. And also you can apply effects, of course. Just go, if you want to make it maybe a slightly blurrier, so filter and stylize and oil paint. Set the values to quite high and apply the oil paint a couple of times. Don't have to apply it just once, 3 or 4 times. Make it a nice smeary design. And a lot of that, sort of those dots you can see, will be lessened at that point. It's a great way of creating some more colourful designs, nice spiral designs there. And again, what you can do, just select that. Again, do the same. Copy and paste. Or select different parts. Or maybe just add the gradient again on top of the existing one. You could, of course, use blending modes. So you can just go to the blending modes here. You can set it to difference or overlay and apply another gradient, different angles. Or maybe different start points, origin points. So you can create some very abstract, colourful designs there. And then do exactly the same as before. Just go to edit and copy. So you end up with a layer. And of course, what you can also do, you can always turn it into a smart object if you want. So you can go to the layers menu and turn it into smart object. But you can just run through that again. Just apply it very rapidly. Create a nice swirled design there. So literally thousands of different designs can be created from very basic start points. And various combinations of positive, negative can create some very interesting abstract designs, spiral designs. You can repeat that over and over again. Now, as before, what you can do, you can select all of the designs. So just select them all now. Then go to Layer and Merge Layers, or turn it into a smart object, up to you. So it's all merged into one single layer now. What you do, run oil paint, or maybe blur. Filter menu, blur and Gaussian blur. Quite a nice blurred design there. Set the blur as you wish. And then maybe go to image menu, adjustments and levels. Just to brighten it up a bit. One trouble with oil paint, etc., does tend to make the thing look a bit sort of less bright, a bit duller. So you can just tweak the settings there. You can make a nice, bright, colourful design. Click OK. So you've got your design there. What you can do then, of course, you can add styles to it. So go to Layer menu, Layer Style, and a bevel. So you get a really nice sort of beveled button design. Maybe add a colour overlay as well. Change the blending modes. Add some drop shadow. Add a gradient. Click OK. And again, what you can do, you can duplicate that design. Hold down the Alt or Option key and fill in screen with your design there. Now you could, of course, that's a layer, so you could just apply the same actions again to that, positive and negative. Just convert it into a smart object. But what you can also do, you can remove all the other designs out. Just going to get rid of, so I've got one design left now. So that's the single object there. So what you can do, just go to the rectangular marquee tool. Just go over there with the selection. Make sure you select it all just to avoid the edge of the shadow. Then go to Edit, and you could define it as a brush preset, but you can also define as a pattern. Click OK. Go back to a fresh document, and then just go, and you could add it to a layer, of course. You go to Layer menu and New Layer. You can do Edit and Fill. Just go up to the patterns. Select the pattern there. There's the pattern in there. Make certain you go to the script, set that on. Always deselect it and select it again. And go, I'm going to go with, but you could go with random fill. I'm going to go with symmetry fill. Click OK. That's the key one, pattern there for the contents. And now it comes up with another panel. And what you can do, I'm using 7 for the type. Also scale, just set that to max. Change the width and height. And you can also change the randomness if you wish down the bottom. But I'm just going to, so you can vary the colours. You can push those to the max. I say same as the scale. Once you've done that, what you can do, click OK. And you've got a lovely, beautiful, colourful design just using a very simple gradient and actions, rotation design. Something like that. And of course you can flatten that if it's on a layer. But you can also apply adjustments as well. So just go to Image menu and Adjustments, and then just brighten it up a bit so you can see the design a little bit better. Click OK. But you can also, of course, go and apply effects and other things if you wish. Hope you found this tutorial of interest. Please subscribe to the Graphic Extras channel. Always adding new tutorials about Photoshop, Illustrator, and many others. Please add a comment or two. Always appreciated. A dislike or like. Thank you much.